Every team member needs to understand exactly the challenges they are trying to solve to make sure everyone's aligned and working towards the same goal. If they don't, each participant will create solutions for their own interpretation of the challenge, and that can cause a lot of mess and just a lot of wasted time. In this video, you will learn how to properly introduce a challenge to your team and get everyone aligned using a simple formula. You'll also learn how to rephrase a problem into a challenge statement so that everyone understands the goal more clearly. Hi, I'm Dom, Growth Marketing Lead at AJN Smart. This video that you're watching right now is part 2 of our marketing workshop series, where you'll learn how to facilitate an entire marketing strategy workshop yourself and boost any campaign immediately. However, every video in this series is also a standalone video where you can learn different exercises to solve all kinds of problems. If you missed the previous video, you can go to this playlist to learn about the benefits of running this marketing workshop and how to select the correct team for this or any other workshop that you want to run. Okay, now back to the video. So, how do you properly introduce a challenge to your team? For this specific example, I will run you through our marketing campaign for our Black Friday sale from last year, where we discounted some of our educational courses. Now, what we noticed as the biggest challenge from the previous year's campaigns is that people during the Black Friday period, they just get way too overwhelmed by all the ads, the deals, all these emails in their inboxes. So it's very hard for us as a company to stand out. So here's the problem that I would write down from this. People get overwhelmed by all the Black Friday ads and deals. But this way of writing is way too negative. It doesn't put the participants in solution mode. So here's what I would do as a facilitator. I would use a simple rephrasing technique called "How might we?" This turns this problem into a question so that the team can get into a solution-oriented mindset. Now I'll actually prepare it ahead of the workshop so we save some time and we start the entire workshop with a very clear, defined goal. So how does this technique put people in a solution-oriented mindset? Well, it's hidden in the name. How suggests that there's going to be a solution. Might implies that there are many possible ways of solving this problem, and it also removes the pressure of trying to come up with a perfect solution. We refers to you, us, as a group that we're trying to solve this challenge together. So let's take our previous problem. People always get overwhelmed with all the Black Friday ads and deals. And let's turn this into a "How might we?" So what I'll need for this is a rectangular sticky notepad and a Sharpie. I put HMW, so stands for "How might we?" in the upper left-hand corner, like that. And then I turn the problem into something more positive. So what I'll do here is, how might we create a Black Friday campaign that stands out and attracts our ideal clients? Now you have your challenge in a very understandable "how might we" statement that your team can understand, relate to, and work towards. So I suggest having it somewhere visible during the entire workshop. So let's imagine you go into your workshop room and you put this on the wall so everyone can see it. Now all your participants are in the room. Before you go to the next step, you need to properly introduce this challenge, right? So what you need to do is bring up this challenge again and make sure everyone understands it. Repeat it. And you might feel like you're repeating yourself again and again, but trust me, this is what really allows the information to sink in. So why are you doing this? Well, you need to make sure that nobody misunderstood anything. And it's one thing to read it off the wall and another thing to understand it. So here you can catch any misalignment, misunderstanding, and make sure that before you dive into the next step of the workshop, everybody's fully 100% aligned. So the best way to introduce a challenge to your team is to follow this simple formula for clear instructions. We call it the what, why, how formula. In our experience, when people introduce a challenge to their team, they tend to leave out details that they think are too obvious. And that's because they're too familiar with the topic. But you have to remember that your team members might not be. They come from different backgrounds and they might have a completely different knowledge of the topic. So back to our example, here's how I would use the what, why, and how formula for our "how might we" statement. The statement was, how might we create a Black Friday campaign that stands out and attracts our ideal clients? It should sound something like this. Hey everybody, today we're going to do work on our seasonal Black Friday campaign. Black Friday is very important for us because it brings in 30% of yearly revenue and allows us to expand our customer pool and reactivate parts of our old audiences. Here's the why. We're doing this workshop because Black Friday is a hyper-competitive time of the year and we won't only be competing with our direct competitors, but with all the deals and offers available out there. That's why it's crucial for us to create an attention-grabbing campaign, an offer that's going to deliver the most value for our audience and ensure 100% alignment to achieve maximum efficiency. And here's the how. Here's our plan of attack for today. We'll start out with lightning demos to gather the best practices and get inspired by other great marketing strategies, then go straight into sketching the concepts for our ad creatives and the landing page. After that, we'll do the user test flow exercise to help us create a cohesive campaign plan, and we'll wrap up by assigning actionable to-dos and responsibilities for the campaign deliverables. Don't worry if you don't know some of the exercises yet, because I'll be explaining how to do them in detail as we progress. So that's how we would use the what, why, how formula. Remember, you will always have your how might we statement on the wall, and you can always direct people back to it in case they are lost or they misunderstand something. So there you have it. You have successfully introduced the challenge to your team in a way that everyone understands and they can now work towards the same goal. If you like this video and you want to see more videos about workshopping and facilitation, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. If you have more questions about this particular workshop, leave them in the comments below, or you can also head over to our free facilitation community and ask your fellow facilitators for any insights and experience. We also put the link to the community in the description below. Okay, so now that each participant knows exactly the challenge they're trying to solve, the next thing you want to do is get inspired by other companies doing this successfully in their campaigns. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. We actually have just the right exercise for you. If you want to learn how to run this exercise, then check out the video that's on the screen right now. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Like karate, like, wow, why, how, what, why, how? Okay, so now